What's up, YouTube? Yugioh boy here, and I'm here to do a prediction video on YCS Providence and also give my top 5 decks of the current format. I saw a lot of people on YouTube doing it, and I thought I'd just give my opinion on the top 5 decks. So let's get with the top 5 deck part first. At number 5 we have the Dark Worlds. The reason why they're not higher up is, to be honest, Turbo Dark World isn't that good. It's just very fast, but if you slow down the speed of the deck basically sucks. That's why usually they side out most of their turbo stuff, like Recklesses and Upstarts. They side them out because game 2 people are gonna side in macros and stuff to slow them down anyway. 2, they are hurt by side deck cards like Macro Cosmos. This card just is so horrible against the deck. This, along with Shadow Imprisoning, is just hard. They're only out to Shadow Mirrors. It's Twister, MSTs, and Heavy Storm. It's not a lot of outs. I mean, and then there's not a lot of outs because they're gonna have a tough time drawing those cards for the simple fact they started out all their turbo stuff. But it's number 5. I just think Turbo Dark World isn't that good. I think another variant of Dark World is much better. What their variant is, I do not know. I'm currently waiting on the right person to come up with the right build for the deck, because I think it just has way more potential than the Turbo Dark World shit. Yeah, so that's number 5. Number 4 is Samurais. I think Samurais is a top deck of this format. It has been getting a lot of play. If you go on Dueling Network for 2 hours, I'm guaranteed you're gonna run into a 6 Samurai. They're really popular because of the guy who ran at YCS Indy. So I do expect to see them at YCS Providence. They have a really good matchup against Dark Worlds. They have a really good matchup with anything that's really heavy trap and spell oriented. Heroes is a good matchup. Like Zoedia, like random shit like that. They just have a really good matchup. They have a very bad matchup against anything that just says fuck effects. Their Samurais have, in my opinion, Samurais have 2 weaknesses: mass destruction and anything that cancels effects. They lose to effects and they lose to mass removal. So Mirror Force, Torrential, Dark Hole, Mirror Force, anything that just removes all their motion field, they have a really tough time recovering from that, and they have a really tough time dealing with effects. The only thing they have for effects is they have Landois, but who cares about Landois? But yeah, so 6 Samurais are number 4 on my list. I think they will be at YCS Providence, and I do expect a top 32 6 Samurai player, and I expect a top 64 Dark Worlds. Number 3, I don't have any Geargis. I'm using Karakuri Strategist. Geargis, of course, will top. They will top. I do believe they will top 8 or at least top 16. They are a good deck. They can OTK, so any deck that can just flat out OTK you effortlessly is a good deck in my opinion. But they also have, like any other deck, they have a weakness. I personally side in system downs for the deck, especially for the Machina version. Getting rid of Machina Fortress is just Machina Machina. I just like saying Machina. Getting rid of the Machina Fortress is just really good. But I do expect to see some there. I do believe they were top 16 or top 8. They're just really good deck, and you should be on the lookout for it. My favorite variant of the deck is the Karakuri version. It's just so fast and they can just spam monsters in the field. That's absolutely my favorite version of it. I don't like the Gadget Machina version because I just don't like gadgets, period. But yeah, so that's number 3. Number 2 is my deck, Chaos Dragons. I believe they will top 8 again because the deck has picked back up popularity. People are loving the deck again. I've never stopped loving the deck. I've never stopped playing it since I picked the deck up. I haven't stopped playing it once. It's just such an amazing deck in my opinion. Its ability to just have big ass monsters on the field. It crushes decks that can't get over big monsters. Like samurais cannot get over. Typically, they can't get over big monsters. They have to rely on back rows. Their monsters really can't deal with Light Pulsar or Red Eyes or Dark Flare. But it just crushes things like that. Its weakness, Chaos Dragons have a weakness of any kind of card that says fuck your graveyard. Gravekeepers is a weakness, but really it's not. All you have to do is get rid of 3 Necro Valleys and you pretty much win. Gravekeepers without Necro Valley is not a good deck in my opinion. I do believe that I do not believe that Gravekeepers are a hard matchup. I've never found them a hard matchup. I've beaten every Gravekeeper deck I've ever played with Chaos Dragons. I just focus on the Necro Valleys because I have Royal Decrees for all their back rows, so I don't care about that. And yeah, but I do believe there would be top 8 again. They might even be top 4. I just think the best bet. I don't like the Gravekeeper variant of the deck with the Gravekeeper engine. I don't like it. I tested it. It's just not. It's just too slow for me. I mean, setting. I don't like setting cards. I mean, the only card I do like setting is Spirit Reaper and Raiko. But I do think the right person to pilot the deck, it will top. So yeah. Number 1, of course, and in all actuality, I do think this is the first deck. This should be in first. This is the best deck of the format, in my opinion. For the second format in a row, I think this is the best format. But, of course, the number 1 is Wind-Ups. For the simple fact that they are the most popular deck, they will be seeing more play than any other deck. They will top. They will get top 4. I do. If I go on Konami's website and I see that Wind-Ups do not top 4, I will be in utter shock that they did not even top 4. I do believe they top 4. Last YCS they got 2nd place, and the YCS before that they got 1st place. So they are a force to be reckoned with. They are the most popular deck. People love these things. I personally have played with the deck. Not a huge fan, maybe because I just don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But I'm just not a huge fan of the deck. So yeah. Needle Sealing versus Wind-Ups. I'm not a fan of Needle Sealing. Even though I do side Needle Sealing, I've never sided in against Wind-Ups. It's a horrible card. It basically, I really much think Torrential is better, because Torrential, you could just have one fucking monster on the field, and as soon as you summon that bitch, I'm just gonna torrential the whole damn field. Needle Sealing, you have to have 4. That's not that good. And plus, most Wind-Ups have at least 1 to 2 Starlight Rows in the main deck. So your Needle Sealing is going to go to hell. Yeah, I do not like Needle Sealing. I do not like Max C. Maybe because I have the worst timing with Max C. I really like Effect Veiler more than Max C, to be honest. I mean, I just like Effect Veiler. I've always been a fan of Effect Veiler. Even when Priority was around, I was a fan of Effect Veiler. I picked up a playset of Effect Veilers. If you see my deck profiles on my page, you'll see those horrible condition rare Effect Veilers. I picked those up around when the Duelist pack came out. Those came in. I picked those up. So they're in horrible condition, but I have these super rare ones now. That looks really nice. I do think it's a much better card against Wind-Ups. So for the people who are running 3 Max C main with 1 Effect Veiler, I think that's a waste. I really think you're probably gonna lose game 1 because you're probably gonna go against a deck that doesn't supposed to summon that lot, or you go against Chaos Dragons to do a lot of inherit summoning, and you're just gonna be fucking ass. I think Effect Veiler is a much better card, and to me, it's my favorite card of the format. That's why I main 3 in my deck. So those are my top 5s, being Wind-Up at number 1, Chaos Dragons being at number 2, some type of Gear deck being at number 3, number 4 being 6 Ams, and number 5 being Dark Worlds. Those are the top 5 decks of the format in my opinion. I do believe that all these decks will top. I do think this will get at least top 4. I'm putting top 4. I'm giving my prediction now. Top 4. This would get at least top 8 or top 16. This will get at least top 8 or top 4. This will get top 32 or top 64, and this will get at least top 64. I do believe Heretics may top, but I'm not quite sure. Heretics are Maxi again. To me, Maxi is the best card against Heretics. To me, that's where the Maxi really shine, is against Heretics. You can draw like 17 fucking cards. But these are my top 5 of the format. I do think first place will be either Chaos Dragons or Wind-Ups. I do not believe these 3 will win, for the simple fact that they have really strong weaknesses. I mean, a good weakness, anything that prevents special summoning. So Vanity's Fiend, Falsadina, which I made for the sole purpose of these guys. So I do not think that these 3 will top. They have too much of a big weakness, but I do think these 2, even though they do have weaknesses, they are the stronger decks in my opinion. I do not believe a Dino Rabbit deck will top. I may be wrong. I'm not a fan of Dino Rabbit. I played Dino Rabbit last format because it was really fucking crazy, but now that it's just too slow for me and I don't like it anymore. And I'm just not a fan of Thunder King in the main deck anyway. So I do believe these 2 will top, and when the results are in, and you know, when what top comes out, I will make a post video. So this is the pre YCS Rhode Island video. I will make a post YCS Rhode Island video. So these are my predictions. Either one of these will win, and that these 5 decks will top somewhere. So that's my prediction video. Like I said, I will make a post Rhode Island video when you know, the results comes out. But until then, I probably won't make a video until then. I really am not sure. I maybe start a new segment on like good decks to run for the format. I'm not really sure about that, but I might do that. But yeah, but for sure I will be making the post video to this, so be on the lookout for that. And thank you guys for watching. Please come back, like, rate, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks.